Hello and welcome to Autism Anywhere! We're trying out setting up recording in our house here, so we've rearranged a bit because you have to have shelves with stuff behind you. So I've been working on that the last few days, and we're still figuring out lighting and how this whole thing works, so bear with us.
We're back from our cruise. We had an amazing time, and so now we thought we would just give you a summary of all the things that worked and the things that didn't work. So as we discussed, we live close to Galveston, the port, and so we packed a lot, and we knew that going into it, that we were packing a lot because we were not flying to our port.
Didn't have to check anything.
Right. So and we wanted to be prepared. We didn't want to be needing something that we desperately needed on the ship and then have to buy it there.
Really overpacked, but we're going to let you know what we used and didn't use. So I'll start off. We packed these mesh bags that we got the Daiso, which is the Japanese dollar store here, and they were very handy for the beach, for putting beach towels in, wet clothes, all that kind of stuff. Those were thumbs up for mesh bags. They don't take up any space. And you got the next one.
Okay, my next one is travel size toiletries. So you have a very limited amount of space in the bathroom, and so I found that having the travel size toiletries, it was a lot easier to keep everything out on the countertop so I could see it. Like I had a tiny size version of my contact lens solution, for instance, a tiny size version of the shampoo and the conditioner. It helped a lot.
I'll say the hooks, the magnetic hooks that we bought, were fabulous, and I'll link some down below somewhere in the description, but magnetic hooks were good for everything from hats. I put some in the bathroom to hang our beach sandals on to let them dry out, our water shoes, that is.
We'd hang the lanyards on them.
By the door.
Right by the door. As soon as we came in the door, and then when we left the door, we'd pick it up.
Yeah, hats, belts, everything. Which was good for keeping the floor clean, which was another thing we wanted to talk about. Really helped it to try to keep our rooms clean every day, just to keep things going smoothly in the mornings. Things that we didn't use. So here's the main one for that.
Clothes. So I was a little bit intimidated by the idea of a formal night and the idea that there were two formal nights, and so I brought a set of clothes, a different set of clothes for each evening. And really, I could have condensed that by a lot because I only ended up wearing them for maybe 2.5 hours tops, because I would just wear it to dinner. And then after dinner, sometimes we'd go out to a show when the kids were at respite. But even then,
change immediately.
Yes, we would change clothes back into our comfy clothes, right? So I feel that I could have gotten away with packing a lot less clothes.
Speaking of formal night, a lot of people had questions about that in regards to the boys, and all we did was put them in dark t-shirts and jeans or slacks, if Carson wore slacks one time. But they weren't really that dressy to them. It just felt like normal clothes, and no one batted an eye. Our tables were right by the door. There were people dressed up in all manner of things, so it didn't matter that much.
You can wear whatever you have. Don't feel like you have to go out and buy new clothes just for your cruise.
Now, a lot of people asked about allergy issues as far as food goes. Every menu had gluten-free items, dairy-free. I know that there was some peanut allergies and different allergies in our group, and the cruise was awesome about handling that. They even had options where you could, if you're on a port day, you could have them pack you a lunch so you're sure it's safe, so in case of language barrier, etc. Now the important naps versus doing everything.
So I discussed earlier that a big mindset change for me was that on a cruise you can choose to do as much or as little as you want to. We are naturally go, go, go people.
Go, go,
and
go, go,
so
go, go, go.
if you see our videos and you think, whoa, whoa, that is way too much activity for me, that's fine.
Yeah,
you can just relax by the pool. You can just...
There were a lot of people who just parked in a chair and read the entire time. We kept on seeing people in the same spots doing that. So
Right.
it is what you make it.
Right. So looking back, would we have taken more naps? Maybe. I don't know. There were a few afternoons where we were, going out and, looking at all the activities that are on the ship, because there's so many activities that are going on nonstop. And I didn't want to miss out. And
Yeah.
so I did those instead of taking naps.
We can sleep at home.
Looking back, maybe we should have had more rest time for us and for the kids, but
Next
again,
time we'll know better.
yes, I think we will try to rest a little bit more.
Okay, seasickness. The bands really helped. The one time I tried without them, it was the day that was super rocky and I was feeling it, so I had to put them back on. But the boys never had any major issues with seasickness. There was one time that for each of them that we went ahead and gave them Dramamine because we thought something might be up, but we never had any major issues.
And we'll link to the wristbands that we
Yeah.
purchased as well, because we just got a big multi-pack of bands, and it was also good that we had some extras because we were able to share some of those with our Autism on the Seas group.
Yeah, it's good to share.
Yes.
Share and enjoy. Sandals.
Sandals. So I neglected to have a complete checklist of everything that we needed to pack and then cross it off as we packed it. We would tell each other verbally. I remember we said, so do we have sandals for the boys? Yes, we've got sandals for the boys. I never wrote it down though, and so I never actually packed the sandals for the boys.
Don't forget sandals.
That was a bad mistake because, as you know, kids with autism, it's really hard to, changing items of clothing. And so we had to put socks and shoes on both of the boys for going swimming each day,
Yeah.
rather than wearing sandals. It would have been so much easier if we had had sandals. We did have water shoes for all four of us.
But we didn't wear those into the dining room and such.
Right. So I wish I had packed sandals for the boys.
Now, 2 rooms versus 1 room. Now, we had 2 rooms just because it was what was available when we booked. It helped a lot having 2 bathrooms, having multiple beds, because Joseph is a night owl, and the other room, so I was in the room with Joseph, and the other room was early birds, so I was fine with Joseph staying up a little bit later, even though he did finally get a good routine going after the first couple of days.
Right. So Carson and I had the other room, and we were the early to bed folks, and it was good that I think it worked out really well, us having 2 rooms, because just of the bathroom issues for being able to take a shower after going swimming and just getting ready in the morning. Everything just flowed a lot better doing it that way. And so we had the very smallest interior
rooms.
cabins. So it's, the cheapest option. I was a little bit worried about, is it going to be weird not having a window? It was fine.
Yeah,
now,
we were out all the time, yeah.
You're
And the
out and about
TV
all the time.
has like a channel that's the front of the boat, so you can always watch what's happening outside. Now, one thing we hadn't mentioned is Autism on the Seas does have a grant program that you can sign up for, and they send out information. Occasionally they get money to help people. So if you think, I can't do a cruise, it's too expensive, read the information on the website about the grants. I've heard tales of people getting excellent grants. It just depends on what money comes through and what you need and so forth.
I think that there was a family on our particular cruise that was a grant winner. So that was great for them.
And finally, I think we should just general thumbs up to Autism on the Seas. We could not have done a cruise without the Autism on the Seas experience.
There's no way. No way.
Just the extra pair of hands throughout every day. It feels like they were there constantly, even though it was a few hours here, a few hours here, a few hours there. The times that you weren't with them was usually downtime, just going and changing. There was never any time that we were out and about that we thought, oh, it'd be nice if we had. They were always there with a straw at dinner, or
yes.
running to get a donut if someone needed it.
Or, they had a fidget toy when we were standing in line to go on an excursion. It was terrific, because we sort of think of ourselves as pretty good autism parents, but they took it a notch above that. And I was really impressed with our experience. I highly recommend it to other autism families, as well as, of course, other disabilities as well. And then it's, going back to what we said before, it's open to individuals of all ages.
Yes.
So
and
check it
all
out.
levels. I spoke with them, and they said, as long as you're honest on the forms when you're filling out the first stuff, they can handle any level. They just need to make sure they have someone who is able to handle whatever challenges their guests have. So that's that. So thank you for watching. We're trying to get this figured out. Probably, I don't know if we're going to do a smaller one next, or the big Disney, but that's going to happen soon. So we're getting things figured out, and look for videos regularly. So please hit that like button down there somewhere and subscribe. And we will see you later.
Bye.